Hi everyone, this is Yosemite 7605 and today we are here with a brand new video. Now today I'll be comparing Windows 10 1709 to macOS High Sierra. Both of these virtual machines were released in 2017. Now I was meant to upload this video a few weeks ago, but I didn't have exams, so I delayed the video for some time later. But my exams are finished right now, so I can make this video and compare these two virtual machines for you guys. So let's get started with UI and desktop. So with Windows 10 1709, you have the default background as a Windows logo shooting out lights in a blue background, and then in macOS High Sierra you have a background of the Sierras but at the highest peaks, which matches the name of this operating system. At the bottom of Windows 10 you have what's called a taskbar, where you have your applications, action center, clock, tray icons, search, and your Cortana, which is your assistant in here, and you have task view. In macOS you have what's called a dock, which has a lot of apps in it. I'm not gonna lie, some apps you might not even need to use. But at the top, however, we do have a panel which allows you to do different tasks. You can shut down the computer from this Apple logo or log out. This button shows what app is running. For example, right now I have Finder open, even though it might not seem like it is open. Then we have Siri up here, which is your virtual assistant. And we have Spotlight, and you search here. And we have Notification Center, which I'll get to that in a minute. Other buttons include the display button and the eject button and your date and time. Okay, so that's UI and desktop done. Now we will be moving on to Launchpad and Start menu. So I'm just going to open these two. So in Windows 10 you have a list of apps to your left, which are in alphabetical order, and if you tap on one of the letters you can access another letter category. For example, I pressed W and I went to C. Left to that you have shortcuts to turning off your computer, to settings, your account, and if you click on this hamburger menu you can expand it for the labels. In macOS you have your search, you have your search up here, and the same apps that you have in the dock, but we have other additional apps like dictionary, preview, mission control, dashboard, and a folder with all the extra Mac apps and utilities. And in Windows 10 it doesn't do anything, it just matches with your taskbar color, which I can't demonstrate this because I don't have Windows activated. But in macOS it just blurs the color of your background. So that is Launchpad and Start menu done. Now moving on to File Manager. In Windows 10 the File Manager is known as File Explorer, formerly known as Windows Explorer. In macOS it's known as Finder, which you can expand, which we will do here. So we have all our shortcuts to the left, which we all have here, and then we have iCloud Drive. In here it's called OneDrive. So OneDrive basically stores all your Office documents or any other documents. Okay, it's gonna prompt me to sign in, but I don't want to. And you can access it through any other device, whether if it's an Android device, iPhone, iPad, anything else. iCloud Drive, however, is similar to OneDrive, but you can access any documents like iLife, iWork, and Microsoft Office, and you can access it on your iPhone, iPad, or another Mac. Then you have your applications in Mac, which shows every single application you have installed, whether it's first party or third party. And you have your desktop folder, which you do with Mac. We have tags in Mac, which categorize each of your documents into what they are. Now in Windows 10 you have tagging, but you have to label the tag when you save a document, so I'm gonna demonstrate it to you. So I'm gonna make a quick notepad document. I'm just gonna click on save. We can give it tags basically. Okay, sorry, that was a bad example. But it's like with other document types, like PowerPoint files. I usually, when I make videos with PowerPoint, I want to save it as a presentation. It asks me what tags I want to give it, but I don't give my files any tags. It's only some applications that have tagging with Windows, but with Mac, everything is tagging. And you can see all your tags. Here. We have quick access, which the files you access like the most and recently will appear here. For example, that document I just made, if I access it a lot of times, it will eventually appear in here. We have search right up here in the top right corner, same way we do with Mac. We have other additional buttons with view, etc. Same we do with Windows, with view, and we have a preview pane so we can preview a file. So I'm gonna recreate another document, and I'm gonna type in hi, this is a test. Now if I just save it, let's say I don't know what's in this document. If I just click on it, this preview pane will show me. Now with Mac, however, apologies if I do something wrong in Mac, because this is basically like my first time with Mac. I've been using it, so I'm gonna make a quick note. Same message as this one, hi, this is a test. Okay, nope. Okay, I'm gonna do hi, this is a test. And I think if I press the share button, never mind. Never mind. Okay, that was a bad example. But yeah, Windows has a preview pane, which I'm sure Mac does as well, but I can't do it right now because of time. Anyways, that is File Manager done. Moving on to number 4, to the lock screen. So I'm gonna log out these virtual machines, so I can give you a glance at the lock screen. So in macOS, it'll prompt me if I want to log out and if I want to reopen Windows or not. We're not going to do that, and we're just going to log out. So Windows 10 displays the time, date, and the background that indicates whether you have Wi-Fi connected. But on laptops, it also shows your battery life. In macOS, however, it does display background, but because this is a virtual machine, it won't. But it does show your time up here. That time is wrong anyway. And just like in macOS, you have your shutdown button and accessibility button. Well, macOS doesn't have these two. So we're just gonna log in. Also, right when you enter your password, you'll see an arrow in macOS, but in Windows 10 the arrow is always there. So you might do this, but macOS, no. And it was no. Okay, it logged in. Windows 10 got in the first. Not a speed test, by the way, guys. Okay, yeah, that's the lock screen 9. Moving on to number 5, Reaction Center. Oh, speaking of which, I just got a notification. I usually get notifications on Mac begging me to update. They come up here, but Windows 10 they come down here. So let's just open these. So we have a message here showing us there's no new notifications, and we have shortcuts to tablet mode, connect, and a lot more. Expanding it will show us even more. It's just like here. We have Night Shift and Do Not Disturb, and we have all our other applications. And we can edit these. So on Windows 10 we just click right. Never mind, I just realized that was something on the newer versions. You can click right to press edit, But I did say we were comparing 1709. I was thinking of the newer versions. Okay, so Windows 10 you can't edit them, but however in macOS you can edit them. So you can add anything else like calculator, find my friends, now playing, and a lot more. And you can remove the default ones if you don't want them. So say you don't have any reminders and you don't even use it anyway, you can just remove it. If you do have a friend and you want to locate them, you can add that there. Same with stocks, like if you're somebody who just finds stocks too complicating and you don't even understand them, you can just delete them and add the word clock. See different times of the world, and you can press done, and yeah. So that is Action Center done. Moving on to Window Viewer. Now I don't mean maximizing and minimizing, etc. What I do mean is Task View or Mission Control in Mac. So Mission Control you can access it through Launchpad, but in Windows you can access it through the taskbar. So I'm gonna open a few random applications. Let's do File Explorer and let's do Notepad. Okay, so I'm gonna open the same applications, Notes and Finder. Okay, they're both open. Then we can tap this button. We can see all the apps open. And here we can see all our applications open. So pretty much the same functions. Here you can make a new desktop for like another thing you want to do. For example, you do gaming here, then you do studying here. And you can do the same thing in macOS, but it shows a really cool animation. And voila, I'm in a new desktop. And if I just want to go back to desktop number 1, I can remove desktop 2 and I'm back in desktop 1. It's the same thing in Windows. There you go. The apps don't appear to be open in desktop 2, but they are open in desktop 1, as you can see. So that's Mission Control / Task View done. Moving on to number 7, we have the Settings app. Windows 10 has two Settings app, Control Panel and Settings. But for this case we'll do the Settings app only, since that is the default in here. macOS has one app, which is called System Preferences, similar to the settings in the iPhone and iPad. So in Windows 10 you have all these icons which match your color scheme depending on what color you have. So for example, I have blue, which I would change it to another color, but as you can see I don't have Windows activated. But macOS has icons instead, which do not adapt with your accent color. They are instead categorized into what options they are. For example, anything relating to hardware is in here. Anything relating to internet is here, and much more. So you can search for what you're looking for. For example, I'm going to search for customize or personalize, and it will give me the closest things, and it will show a light over the things that I can do. So I can go to general or keyboard, and I can change anything here. And if I type in the same thing, personalize here, it will take a few seconds, but eventually it should show me anything. Now I know the button is right there, but I'm just giving you guys a demonstration of the search. Yep, similar to macOS, it will tell you anything, but it won't show the buttons for what you can do. So I'm just gonna tap on this lock screen. Okay, then we press back. We're back home. Press that there. Now there's a back button here, which can go back to where you were, but here back button is locked, but you can press the forward button to go where you were. Anyways, moving on to personalizing or customizing your macOS. You can go to personalization, and now macOS has two parts of this. It has general and desktop and screensaver and dock. So I'm gonna go to general first. So that means I gotta go to colors. So Windows 10 you have a default palette of colors, but you can customize your color for another color. And for macOS you have an appearance that you can change. Sorry about that. You'll change everything like bullet points and check marks, and your close buttons. And your highlight color you can change to anything you want. For example, if you have a document open in Notes and you highlight the text, by default it's blue. If you change to red, then it'll be red. You can change your default web browser as well. For example, if you have Google Chrome instead of Safari, you can make it Google Chrome. With desktop and screensaver, which is like background here. So these are all the backgrounds on Windows 10, but there's a lot more. The only way I can show you these backgrounds is by going to this PC, local disk C, Windows, web, and here they are, wallpaper. So flowers, here are a few wallpapers of Windows 10. These are the flowers, which were also seen in Windows 8. Here's the default Windows 10 wallpaper, and if we click on Windows 10, here are all the other wallpapers. With macOS we have wallpapers from all the versions. For example, here's wallpaper from macOS Mavericks from 2013, and here it's called Wave though. Sierra from 2016, and another Sierra wallpaper, and we have El Capitan as well, and a few additional wallpapers. But we can also set our wallpaper as a solid color, like we can do in Windows. If we click here and press color, it will give us another palette of colors we can do. And yeah, so I'm just gonna switch back to the default. And here's one advantage in macOS: there's no need to activate, where unlike Windows you have to activate to access other features. Okay, so anyways, it's customizing done. Now we're moving on to the video/music player. Now at the current moment I don't have any musics on macOS, but Windows does come with a few musics that are hidden. So once again we have to go to the Windows folder, but this time going to media, and we can access these sounds called, these musics at least, called Flourish, One Stop. I don't know what happened there, but okay. Okay, One Stop, Town, and that is it. So I'm just gonna press One Stop and play it for you guys. After set up Windows Media Player, it's just quick. This is the media player that will play certain types of files, not MP3, because there's another MP3 player in Windows 10 that does that. So here's one of the musics. I move forward. I'm gonna pause that. This is what it looks like. In here we have two as well. We have iTunes and QuickTime Player. In this case I'm gonna show you QuickTime Player. Again, I'm sorry about the animations in macOS. DVD player will just play DVDs. Don't think you'll play music just because it looks like an iPod. See another notification, it will display at the bottom. Your QuickTime should be open. You'll just launch in a minute. So basically, QuickTime will only open if you actually play an MP3 file, but you can record a file through here, or a screen recording. And in Windows 10, there's this thing that's closest to a screen recording app, but it just records what you do as you screen record. It doesn't actually record it and save it as an MP4. But there is a voice recorder, I think at least. Yes, there it is, voice recorder. And then we have our Photos application. This is extra. I just came up with it. I'm just gonna go to P and hopefully I should see Photos. Yes, there it is. So in here you'll just show your albums, folders, and collections. But in here it'll show you like people. Like if you take a picture with like people in it, you can label like the people's names, so your Mac can recognize the people. So if you take another photo with them, your Mac can intelligently your Mac can tell who is inside that photo. Places, for example, if you take a photo, for example, in London, your Mac will tell you that this photo was taken in London. It's gonna open the home apps for me to see. We don't want to do that. Memories will show you photos from like a long time ago. For example, say you're in 2017 and you have a photo from like 2015. There'll be like August 2015 summer trip, and it'll show you the photos that you took on your 2015 summer trip. Anyways, before I end this video, I'm gonna quickly show you guys the information about both of these machines. Oops, sorry about that. I'll run it. Okay, so here's macOS High Sierra. Now, the way I installed High Sierra will make it think that it's a MacBook Pro, when in reality it's just a virtual machine. Then Windows 10 here it is, to show every single information. But through here we can access the display, storage to see how much we have left. As you can see I have a lot left, because I was going to upgrade this to macOS Catalina, but I decided not to. This support we can get it from support about Mac, and service about my Apple Care. In Windows 10 we just shows what version we have and when it's from, what build it is, etc. Okay, well I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.